Today on Blind Tag Wrestling News Now, NXT announces this year's Halloween Havoc, headlined by a huge championship match.
The nexter, bigger, thinger shows its face on NXT 2.0.
WWE is ready for adding some more adult language, but not on every show.
And by the way, it's Wednesday, and you know what that means. We talk AEW Dynamite.
We do indeed.
Yes.
And I'm John.
I'm Raja.
And you're watching Blind Tag Wrestling News Now. So, what do we got on tap for Dizzo Mizite?
Oh, it's the anniversary.
Yeah.
The second anniversary.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
It is. 2 whole years.
My goodness.
It went by so fast.
That was a really quick 2 years.
It was.
It was almost like it was 20 years. I don't know anything that happened in the past 2 years that could have caused it to seem like a long time.
Who knows?
But anyway, I'm glad we're back in front of fans and all this stuff.
Me too.
Because I feel like we were robbed of quite a bit of that. But at the same time, there was a bit of seasoning that got to be put on everything. Because the anticipation for all this was really nice.
Yes, and there's a really good card for tonight.
Do tell.
So, of course, we have Hikarushita versus Serena Deeb.
Holy shit.
Hikarushita looking for her 50th win.
Wow.
First woman in AEW to get 50 wins.
Wouldn't it be funny if she didn't get it? And she just didn't get it for
she might not.
She didn't get it for like a year and a half, and every other woman got over 50 first.
That would be terrible. Why would you put that on the universe?
Because I watched NXT last night.
We'll get there. We also have the casino ladder match. Whoever wins gets a title shot. And of course, that is Pac, Andrade, Jon Moxley, Lance Archer, Orange Cassidy, Matt Hardy, and the Joker. Not the actual Joker.
Oh.
Not Heath Ledger.
That's right, Batman. Foiled again.
Oh, man. Well, of course.
What's your favorite Joker?
Oh, my favorite Joker?
Yeah, we got like Heath Ledger. We got Jack Nicholson.
Jared Leto.
We got.
That's not my favorite. I was just adding
Jared
in
Leto
there.
off there. Don't ever put Jared Leto back on there, producer.
I don't know. Any of them voiced by Mark Hamill, probably.
Yes. By Luke.
Yes. It's the best Joker.
I agree. So, Batman, the animated series.
Yes.
For those who know, you know. The greatest television show of all time.
If you haven't seen it, shame.
Shame.
We all know your name. And we're going to have a TNT championship match between Sami Guevara and Bobby Fish.
We didn't tell them who the Joker was going to be.
We don't know who the Joker's going to be. That's the point.
It's our job to know who the Joker's going to be.
Okay, we're pretty sure it's going to be Hangman Page.
Hangman. Yeah, I just see the horse right now.
It's time.
I mean, come on. He's got to come out on the horse. He's going to win.
He's going to bring the horse in the ring.
Well, you see,
use it to climb the ladder.
Honestly, this gives a perfect opportunity because he's been gone. So he fell down the rankings, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Other people have been active. So this gives him the perfect opportunity to come in without people going, "You're not in the rankings." Yeah, yeah, know what's going
and get his title match.
I need that picture of the troll back. So that guy goes, "He's not in the rankings.
He can't have a title match.
I don't know what's going on." So this gives him the chance to win, and one of these mildly confusing casino deals they do.
Yes, and then have a title match against Kenny Omega at Full Gear.
And win.
and
win. Then it goes into him versus Danielson, maybe. Danielson wins.
Yeah.
And perhaps we push off the Kenny Bryan match,
right. We
because everybody wants
it a little bit.
Everybody wants it so bad.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just it's funny to me making you wait. And the Hangman character has suffered so bad. Like,
oh man.
He's a Bible story.
The last 2 years for Hangman have not been great.
It's like Matthew, Mark, Luke, Adam.
Poor Adam.
I mean, seriously, they've done everything but like shoot his dog.
Yeah.
It's like I can just see the vignette now. The vignette. I can see the vignette. But yeah, I could just see it happening because they've done so much to him. So it's a really good story. But if it wasn't him, boy, it sure would be a nice night for a surprise.
Yeah.
Just a big old
We're
surprise.
always ready for a surprise.
Peter Pecker. I mean, I'm ready for something.
Me too.
So either way,
I'm excited.
I'm happy either way.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
As long as it's a fun match, and it should be with all these people in it and ladders, you know.
I know. So what's that next match?
TNT Championship match. Sammy Guevara versus Bobby Fish.
Wow, that's going to be something because there's a lot going on there. You know, it wasn't 6 months ago that NXT proper had one of the greatest factions of all time, arguably.
Right.
And, you know, at the time, who would have ever thought if you'd have said, in 6 months from now, Adam Cole, baby, and Bobby Fish, we're going to be on AEW.
I wouldn't have believed you.
I mean, wouldn't that have been just
Not at all.
It just been a really weird thing.
It would have been. Now we just need Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah, we do need a little core combat going on. I agree. He's got his hands full right now, but it's still cool. And it's still weird, man. It's this weird, bizarro world I woke up in.
Yes.
But I'm very excited about it because what a great match just on paper, you know, just on its own merits.
Yeah.
It's a great match. So I love the open challenge. I hope that is a thing that continues again because we kind of got away from that a little bit.
Yeah. Miro kind of didn't. He didn't.
But
care
it
for
makes
that.
sense because you've got the indie guy, right?
Yeah.
The indie guy. I don't.
Right.
No disrespect. But you've got the indie guy who knows all the people, who goes in, the challenges, can have a great match with anybody.
Right.
And this is that great chance to shine and prove that. I'm so excited for this because he was not an every week TV kid.
No.
You know, this is new. And
Right.
this is really cool to me. So I'm excited about that maybe more than anything tonight.
Yes. I'm excited just to see what happens.
Me too.
And of course, we have the Elite versus Bryan Danielson, the Jurassic Express, and Christian Cage.
A lot of dragons in that. I mean, or dinosaurs and dragons.
Luchasaurus is not a dragon. That's
Well-
Brandon Cutler.
Well, I mean, Luchasaurus is a dinosaur. You've got the American dragon.
Yes.
Christian Cage is a dinosaur. I'm just kidding. It's a great match. My God, can you imagine?
Oh, man.
Just watch out for monkeys. Spot monkey time.
Yes.
I'm excited about
Young
it. though.
Bucks, Adam Cole, baby, and Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson. I mean,
Yeah.
anything
What
could
more
happen.
could you want?
Anything could happen, and we are here for it. We're
Yeah.
here for the anything.
And speaking of anything that could happen, oh, don't forget what comes on after Dynamite, by the way. Roads to the top.
Watch Roads to the Top.
You know, so all that good, lovely action going on.
Yes.
Speaking of good, lovely action and crazy things and things you wouldn't expect very much, NXT
Oh, man.
2.2.
Yes.
It's quite the show. And listen, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like this a lot better.
It's entertaining.
I like this a lot better than I like the other NXT.
Yeah.
And there's reasons for that. It's the same reason that someone may tune into NASCAR sometimes. But no, I'm thoroughly entertained, and the sports entertainment aspect of it's there.
Yeah.
The only problem is there's gonna come a day when they're gonna have to ring a bell, and it's not gonna be a squash match. It's gonna be a competitive match.
Right.
And that time is almost upon us.
Oh, it is.
Because something was announced
Yes.
last night.
Yes. We're almost there. About 3 weeks out. NXT Halloween Havoc.
Halloween Havoc. Listen, Halloween Havoc for any wrestling fan is the end-all be-all love fest. It's one of the top names ever, you know, and I know it's been bastardized and it's like somebody took your favorite thing ever and well, think Star Wars,
Right.
you know? So the purist out there that, you know, you're really excited to see Star Wars again, but you're also a little bit worried.
Yeah.
And at first, they don't do you right.
Right.
They kind of do things a little bit screwy, but then,
forgive.
but then you get the Mandalorian, and you're like, you know what, you guys are all right. So it might be a big corporation doing this, but every now and then in the big corporation, you get a good fan,
Yeah.
who does it right, and you get excited.
Yes.
So I feel like having like HBK backstage, having a little Triple H
Yes.
backstage gets you, those opportunities. Even if you have goddamn pals back there or anywhere connected to it or Brother Love,
Right.
doing his thing back there. Let's put him in a chicken suit with a big pooty thing up his butt.
Let's not talk about his family heritage.
Yeah.
At all.
At all. Not a bit. But let's give him a remarkably similar start to a theme song, and let's listen to him talk.
Oh, man.
And, oh, my God. Listen, 2.0 last night, they did set up for this. They set up for the big title match, even though we haven't seen much Braun Breaker yet.
No.
But Braun Breaker, or as we like to call him, that Steiner kid, who sounds like his Uncle Scotty, looks like his Uncle Ricky, his dad, Rick. Well, that'd be real weird, wouldn't it? Kid, we don't want to explain to you how us Steiners are made.
Just call us Uncle.
But we're both your unkie. Holler if you hear me.
They just clone, like split apart. They look like it. They're also similar.
Oddly enough, they're also related to, you've got another uncle, famed classic ESPN journalist Charlie Steiner. There's a reference for you that only certain ones of you will ever get.
Oh, man.
Bearded brilliance.
Yes, but Tommaso Ciampa was in the ring. He was like, if anyone has the balls to come out here and take this championship from me, then come on out. And, of course, Braun Breaker answered that challenge because he's been staring at that championship like it owes him money for a few weeks.
He did a great job.
He did.
He did a fantastic job. He comes out there. He's got the presence. And when he comes out there, it's so weird because you're really like, oh, Tommaso Ciampa's pretty cool. This is going to be good. But then that Steiner kid comes out and you're just like, whoa, that guy's a star.
Yeah.
That guy's a star. That guy's money. Oh, look how much bigger he is. It's like real man, And he comes out, he's got the jacket on, and he's got the T-shirt under it, the jeans, and he sounds exactly like Scott Steiner. My mind can't take it. My mind can't take it. And I'm falling into the same trap that all of the other fans are falling into, and it's such a bad thing because in 2 years, we're going to be Roman Reigns and him.
Yeah.
We're going to be, we hate this, pooing.
They're pushing him too hard.
Yeah, you threw him down our throats. We didn't ask for this. And that's because that's the evil cycle that is somebody coming that you're excited about. But I can't help it. I want to see him pushed.
I mean,
I want
he's
to see him
exciting.
there.
What can you say?
And the thing about it is when we have seen him in action, any lack of inexperience, you know what beats that?
What?
Suplexes.
Yes. I would agree with that.
So it's kind of like one of those acting classes where they tell you, if you forget what you say, just keep saying what you were saying until you come up with something new.
Just go with it.
In wrestling world, it's like, if you forget where you're at, just capture suplex them. They'll sell because, well, they're scared to death.
Yeah. It's easy for a guy like him.
And a guy like you, well, you're going to suplex him regardless of what he wants.
Yeah, just do it.
It might jar loose what's coming next.
Oh, man.
So, I mean, that's the whole thing. I'm very excited about that one. I am very excited. Ciampa will lead him into an incredible match. Will it be the start of the Braun era?
Well, there is a chance that this championship match could be a triple threat.
Oh, because they mentioned it.
Yes, because Mr. Joe Gacy was like, I want to face you, Tommaso Ciampa. So next week they're going to have a match, not for the title. And if Joe Gacy can pull out the win, he gets added to the Halloween Havoc title match.
Well, because of the experience with everybody in the ring, there's a good chance.
Yeah.
And that could be a really good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this also begs the question, though, because we also seen another debut last night.
Oh, we did.
Now, this debut is something this guy, I feel, has kind of painted himself into a corner.
A little.
Because he's been one of those blah, 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 blah. And unfortunately, when you have that blabbermouth and you get on there and you put yourself over to such a degree,
right,
there tends to be a little animosity from fans. I mean, some fans are just super excited, but if you don't deliver the
right.
goods, oh, honey,
It doesn't help all the comparisons that have been drawn up to this point.
Yeah, I mean, because of, like Paul Heyman.
Right.
Calling him the next big thing. That's,
Yeah.
And the new Brock Lesnar and all this stuff. Yeah. And unfortunately for him, the current Brock Lesnar is still Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And looks a hell of a lot more Brock Lesnar than this Brock Lesnar.
Yes. So if you don't know what we're talking about, after Joe Gacy's match where he defeated Ike Manjiro last night,
bless you, he
was walking out and Parker Boudreaux was standing in the crowd looking all mean and menacing up there.
Yeah, I mean, and all the ballyhoo about Parker Boudreaux, now he's got this shaved head, and the way he's looking at Joe Gacy, you kind of see safe space guy.
Right.
Shaved head guy. Right. I hope it's not like that.
I hope not.
There's so much of me that just hopes.
I hope they just shaved his head to make him like his own person, to make him look meaner in his own way.
Yeah. I'm sure that's what it is.
Cut out any comparisons.
I'm sure that's what it is. But we also had something else that looked like it was going to be pushed to the moon last night. Cora Jade.
Yes.
Nice little opposite to all of this that we're talking about, because she's had the relationship with Sean Baxter, which is a real relationship.
Right.
And, that's something that was happening before they got there. And it's cool to see it continue going on. And even though they've cleaned up both of them somewhat and made them not gothy or,
right.
No
more tarot cards.
Yeah, no more tarot cards. Sort of a skater now.
Yes.
The dynamic dude, Jade. But I'm fine with it because, it looks like they're going to give that whole thing, or at least attempt to give it a push.
Yeah.
And it's sweet. It's fun.
Hopefully they don't just split them up in a couple weeks.
You never know if that's what it's going for, right?
Yeah, with this company, you don't.
Yeah, so.
Oh, man. A little more WWE tidbits coming out of the woodwork. Specifically, you've heard us talk about, Bobby Lashley dropping the S word recently, and, Goldberg threatening to kill people. But all of that has happened on Raw, which apparently is on purpose.
Yeah. So, and we heard that, a while back we did the story about Vince McMahon,
leniency.
I want a little bit more. Lower cut things. Higher cut things. Language. I want it now.
Ruthless aggression. We got it. We got it.
Ruthless aggression. So, and we've seen it. We've seen, Bobby Lashley giving that impassioned, right. S word. So
everything happening on NXT.
Yeah. There's
just everything.
There's a lot of, and that's where they're kind of like directing some of this.
Yes.
Or most of this.
Yes.
Make it hip. Make it hip for the kids.
Yeah.
So the one place that's kind of funny out of these new reports, if they're to be believed with the rumor mill going on, the fact of where they don't want it.
Yeah. Where it can't be had.
So it makes all kinds of sense.
It really does.
The Fox, it's a network show. Mm-hmm. They have standards and practices. So you can't really go on there doing the same type of thing.
Right.
And it'll be interesting to see if we do continue more of that attitudinal type stuff on the other two shows, and we don't have it on SmackDown.
It would be kind of weird.
Well, I mean, how will it affect it, though? Will you have maybe Raw and NXT really take off because people want that, and Smack or vice versa? Maybe people tune in so their children can tune in,
right?
And so it's an interesting dynamic that you're going to. It does reaffirm one thing, though.
What's that?
Well, there's only allowed in one show between the two, and it's really seemed for the last few months or so that I could have told you which show was the Shite one.
Right.
So
that just makes all the sense in the world.
It does, Raw. Looking at you, Raw. Just looking at you.
Oh no.
Pretty exciting.
We're not going to talk about Raw again.
Well, I mean, we've got to, because I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah.
Not going to get into that, but I would like to get into something that's kind of interesting, and it shifts gears all the way back around. it's a story that's kind of came out and kind of didn't, but it's Wrestling Observer Radio.
Right.
Just a little recap to something we talked about last week. I thought maybe you might want to cover it.
Yes, last week we talked about how Tony Khan has taken most of the creative control in AEW and how the EVPs have kind of lost most of their power backstage because they're more like Kenny's in the games and Matt's in merch and Nick's in BTE and Cody's just kind of doing little things here and there. So Tony Khan was said to have like all the power.
The Great Khan. So yeah, that was the story that came out, and we said when we covered it, this is rumors, just rumors. And it seems like since then, Dave Meltzer was talking about, and if anybody knows, it's going to be Uncle Dave. He's basically family with everyone over there.
Right.
But he was talking on Wrestle Observer Radio, and he got into it a little bit, and he's like, that's not exactly true. They're pretty much the same roles they've had since 2019.
Yeah.
Albeit Tony Khan has taken more power. And that's even the wrong way to say it. He's learned on the job. He's done more. He's the finish guy.
He's the booker.
He's the booker.
He does.
He's the idea guy. So basically, he's got the framework, and the talent is filling it in.
Yeah.
Now there is nothing different about this than the way it's done in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Right. The other great place with great wrestling. So where you're going. It's up to the talent 100% to come up with how we're going to get there.
Right.
As far as the match quality and the match structuring and everything. And they don't call them agents there, but they do have coaches. And I think there's a coach on every match, and people like Dean Malenko. I mean, you got those great minds that are really like, maybe you're not doing that right. Maybe you should do it this way.
Right.
Just a suggestion. And everybody's talked about what a great atmosphere it is there anyway. So I don't know.
No one seems unhappy. So
the whole thing is AEW traditionally so far has not had a whole lot of things leak out they didn't want to leak out.
Right.
They've got such a tight atmosphere there. You have to respect them for the fact that if they want to surprise you, they're going to surprise you. And the great job they did with the Brody Lee sickness and the great job they've done on some of the surprises that haven't really got out. So you know what? It is what it is. The end product is really what's important. So we did want to mention that though. And also mention to you, as we talked about today, give NXT a try.
Yeah.
Because
you'll have a good time.
We don't want to be alone on this. It's one of those things where we just don't want to be alone.
Please watch.
Please.
Talk to us about it.
With us. It'd be one of those good things. And a warning for you. And if I have any kind of warning for you, it's Wednesday and Arn Anderson is in the public.
Oh, no.
I'm John.
I'm Raja.
See ya from Black Tiger Wrestling News Now.